Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be doing our severe weather slash tornado coverage here this evening. And so we had a we actually had a couple confirmed tornadoes that happened a little bit earlier. We had one just north of Hopkinsville, which is this storm right there, and we also had a storm back in Missouri as well that we did have a confirmed tornado. Hello, Andrew's Weather Predictions. Welcome to the stream. So, we have three tornado warning storms going on right now. We do have the velocity here as well. And I really wanted to pay attention to the latest HER model very closely because it could give me a really good idea of what could happen. And if we kind of stop here to the latest, it will take off the warnings here. So, the storm we're really focused on is this one right over here by Hopkinsville. As you can see, we have reds and greens touching each other. That's where we have some strong rotation. We do have another storm just northeast of Poplar Bluff, I believe. Yes, it's that storm right there. So the hail cores of the storms are actually calming down. It's actually not really showing on radar, but there's a little bit of rotation there. And there's another storm to the northeast by Cape, which is this one right here. So so yeah, this is not really a good situation. Bowling Green, you really need to keep an eye on this here because this storm here is kind of moving. It may miss you guys to the south, and I've been to Bowling Green before. It's actually kind of a large city, so and this will be eventually getting to the Interstate 65 corridor, which is right here. And keep in mind, I have been in these areas before, so it's actually been a little bit. So I kind of know how the area is. So, yeah. You guys to check and help me out a little bit here by giving me any updates, like any confirmed reports or anything like that. I really do appreciate that. Which I do understand. I missed a couple of confirmed tornadoes. It's just like a hard decision, you know. It's like, should I live stream or not? I mean, obviously, there's some storms going on, but it was not that bad earlier, and now it's starting to get really active here. And also wanted to show you guys something here. What we got going on right now. So we're going to take this here. We have a warm front going on here. So here's your warm front going on right here. And we also just got to do tornado warning here as well. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. And I believe your low pressure system is could be somewhere in here. I'm not 100% sure where it is, but I'll say there's a kind of a front going on back in here, so it's going to be very hard to tell, but we can actually tell where the warm front is, which is right here. These storms here are moving to the north and east. This storm here has been going on for a while. It developed all the way back here, and now it's way over here. That's not a good color to use. Here we go. And there's your storm now. Now, if I was a storm chaser, which, you know, I have my full license, but my parents are not going to let me do this. But my target area will be somewhere down here. And guess what? This was the first storm of the day. I'll be following this thing all the way. And guess what? We had a tornado on it. So, which I probably would have happened a couple of years later from now. And also, guys, a little bit of history. 8 years ago today was the 2012 tornado outbreak that happened across Kentucky and Indiana, and some of the other states did get the tornadoes as well. Um, that's also the year where the Henryville, why can I not say that? Henryville tornado happened, and also the West Liberty tornado. And yes, I was in the dead center of the high risk back in central Kentucky. We, Thank goodness we did not get any of tornadoes nearby the area. Apparently, it was a bust of where they put the placement as a high risk, but the good thing is that I did not get a tornado and also had an early release on that day. And that's a kind of long time ago. But anyways, let's kind of go back to what we have going on here. The storm really focused on is this one right here. As you can see there for the new tornado warning, which I'll go ahead and take screenshots or yeah, screenshots on my phone here from RadarScope. Don't worry, guys. I'm planning on to get RadarScope on my computer very soon, especially when the severe weather season could be pretty active. I do have some good news here. These two tornado warnings over here, the rotation is very weak, but you know those severe thunderstorm warnings that could those storms do contain some very large hail and damaging winds. Radar indicated hail on these storms here. It's not terribly big, between a half inch to nearly an inch and 3/4. It's not too bad. Okay, I'm gonna have to move on a different radar for this storm right here. We have to move on to the Nashville radar, which yes, it does show broad area of rotation. It does. And Bowling Green, you gotta watch out because this supercell is heading right towards you guys. So be prepared. And the storm really did have a very nasty hook on it. It sure did. And yeah, the rotation is pretty broad, but it's there. So we had a report of some building got the roof fly off. I think that's what happened. It happened in by what city was it? Crofton, the city of Crofton, which was a Pea-Sized Hill report there here on RadarScope. The meso strength of in radar indicated on RadarScope shows 4,354, but the hail size is 2 inches of diameter. Radar recorded. But there's no severe thunderstorm warning, so I'm guessing it's overdoing it. But there's been a lot of hail reports back in Missouri, though, especially by Perryville. So yeah, really the main storm of the show for tonight is this one right here. It's now northeast of Hopkinsville. But like I said, Bowling Green is just off your screen here. It's right over here. Been there before, and it's a pretty big city. There's also a university there as well. I've been there before for a weather camp back in 2018. That was very fun. They still do it this day. They do. I didn't go last year, but I did go in 2018, which was very fun. So, this severe thunderstorm warning way over here has been expired. Uh, let's get back to the velocity. We'll take a look at. I think we be able to have a little bit of a break right now. As you can see here, the rotation is starting to get broad. As you can tell there, which for that storm we got to move on to the National Service at Nashville radar, which is very close to it. It's closer than Evansville radar. Evansville's right here. Nashville's right there. Well, kind of equal. The storm is actually starting to pick up speed, which is not good at all. So let's kind of move on to some of the models here, or well, we'll start off with the SPC really quick. They have a slight risk for severe storms across western Tennessee, northeastern Arkansas, southeastern of Missouri, southern Illinois, southwestern Kentucky, and very far in northern Mississippi. Many afraid there's been a few tornadoes already. damaging winds, and very large hail as well, which the next time they update this is for a while, so yeah. So let's take a look into the latest HER model. So this is the latest one, 1Z. I zoomed it a little bit too far. So as you can see here, I live right over here, and it seems like the HER model does indicate that perhaps some of these storms here will combine to be a big storm, potentially. But as you can tell here, later in the night, you can see here more cells do develop along the warm front, which that'll be the ones I have to keep an eye on. And you have strong severe thunderstorms of progress, kind of along the Tennessee state line, which, kind of looking into this here, I think the severe weather threat for Connelly in western Tennessee has kind of decreased a little bit. And most of the storms are kind of staying in Kentucky, at least in southern Kentucky. Which another thing I really focus on is the updraft helicity. This is what increases the tornado threat. Which so far it's been doing alright of a job. Was staying that extended all the way to the end. It doesn't really show that storm that was right over here, so that's kind of a minus there. But as you can see here, you do have some helicity swaths here, especially in south central Kentucky, and even a large swath in kind of in Missouri and Illinois as well. So yeah, that's something I'll be watching very closely. Let's take a look into the supercell composite, which you guys know already. It's actually pretty favorable. We already had a few supercells already today. Ooh, that rotation's actually starting to tighten up. That's not good. So it's starting to really reorganize here. I'm talking about the storm by it's right now west of Bowling Green. It's actually really started tying up. That's a really nice rotation. But kind of moving back to this really quick, you can see the supercell composite's pretty high in Tennessee. However, you know, I think there's a little bit of capping going on here. I believe that's what's going on, a little bit of capping or something else. I forgot what that other thing was that's preventing some of these storms here to not develop. But if we do go back here, we actually do have some cells developing here, which we gotta watch those very closely. It's by Diensberg. Kind of looking on my phone here. Take a look into the reflectivity. Don't see a hook on it. There's not a hook. And the Toria warning that was by Cape that has been expired. We still got one Toria warning that includes cities like Bell City and Orion. There's also a flash flooding warning and a severe thunderstorm warning on top of that. It's the storm right here. So this one right here is expired, which I just realized it was for a large city. So those guys are very lucky. But they're not lucky for the hail that's going to be coming. They're getting hammered right now. Let's see here. So, yeah, that rotation is going to be maybe missing to the north of Lewisburg, Kentucky. It'll miss north of Russellville. Just having another scan. Yeah, those reds and greens are touching each other, so that indicates some strong rotation. Kind of go back to Missouri here. There's actually some rotation going on over Orion, but it's not terribly strong or anything like that. Yeah, those storms are actually starting to become a cluster, which dramatically decreases the tornado threat, which is good news. But bad news is it's probably going to be coming along with a damaging wind threat, which, you know, the HER model. Kind of looking back into this here. No, not really. Yeah, that's a downside for around Cape over here, showing very significant. And it's not showing that anymore. Like on radar. Right now the HERT's not doing and not really a good job, but it'll give us an idea that there's a chance for some strong severe thunderstorms. Well, supercells that can produce tornadoes. Alright, so we just have a damage to wind report. Um, Tree damage just to the southwest of Lewisburg on that supercell. Just came up on radar scope. Oh yeah. By the way, this. Oh, there's a. Oh, I did not know there was a radar just north of Clarksville. It's by Trenton. Man, that brings you so close now. Boy, it's got a very nice inflow going into the storm. If we take a look into the reflectivity, yeah, there's a well-defined hook on it. Yeah, Lewisburg needs to take shelter. It's, it's about to hit those guys. Yeah, there's a radar literally right there. I didn't even know that. There was a radar right there. Guess we can try to get to that radar, I guess. We'll see how good it's gonna look on here. This is it right here. Yep, that's it. I mean, this is the best radar I could give you guys. Wherever I get radar scope, there will be so much improvements. We're actually starting to get some isolated cells to develop in front of the storm. You can tell right here, popping up. That's along the warm front. What sort of? It's about to become a raining mess. That's for sure. Let's get another one here for the velocity. And right there. It's Fort Campbell radar. So we can zoom in very, very close to the storm here. Really show you guys what it's really looking like. Ooh, this is very bright. Let me move over here. Where's the warnings? There it is. Turn that off. Let's take off the topo so you can see a little bit better. See, there's your rotation right over here. Sure, they're going to continue the tornado warning. See what the new radar scan shows for rotation. It's very broad now. Yeah, those inflow winds must be really screaming, so it's getting a lot of inflow. Yeah, the rotation was strong at one point, but now it's kind of dissipated a little bit. That's pretty much the only one to watch, except for this one right here, which should expire in a few minutes or a couple minutes. I'm glad to end the stream in 10 minutes. I'm limited on time tonight. My apologies, guys, that I missed the couple other tornadoes that happened earlier. See if we get the no, not yet. So the new NAM's out. The NAM Nest, at least. This is actually the one I actually really want to look into. So this model here is basically what's telling me here. It becomes kind of on line of showers and storms. It's not strong. Yeah, could be strong. You could probably have some damn gusty winds along with it. About 9 or 10 hours away from now. That's about tomorrow morning. Yeah, it's about tomorrow morning for sure. Hmm. So I might be able to see some good storm action tomorrow morning wherever I drive on my way to school. What is that? Going radar. I think that's just a glitch. We'll, we'll be sure though. Circle that. Hopefully that's not a debris or anything showing up on velocity. That'd be pretty bad. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, that tornado warning for forgot what county that was, darn it. Yeah, that tornado warning has expired north of Elkton. So it's you guys in the clear, but you're not clear for the severe weather threat though. You are not. Oh man, the inflow is actually so strong. It's actually pulling in other storms with it as well. Dang on. Watch this storm here get sucked right into it. Boy, that's gonna be pretty bad. It increases some of the rotation, with the storm. So you got storms coming from the moving north. Meanwhile, you got supercell moving east. So they're going to eventually merge. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. We do have new cells developing just to the southwest of Bowling Green by Franklin, Kentucky. There's really only one storm to watch in Missouri, but really the main concern storm right now is the one in Kentucky. That's just west of Bowling Green. Ooh. Oh, I forgot to turn on auto update. Let's refresh it. Yeah, you can see that it's got a nice hail core to it. It's actually kind of coming back on radar. And as you can see, these new storms are starting to explode right in front of it. It's about to get sucked into this storm, which that's kind of going to increase the tornado threat on it. See, there's only one storm. Oh, that's a new tornado warning. Yeah, there is some rotation over there. I thought that was the old tornado warning. Take a look at that. Scott County, Missouri. I think that's a little mesoscale low right there. There might be one right there. I'm going to take a look at social media and see on my Twitter account, see if there's anything else confirmed or anything like that. No, nothing else, really? Yeah, I was about to say, nothing on Twitter for the past 41 minutes. Just really rolling through here. Yeah, here's the new tornado. It's just tornado warning. It's radar indicated. Issued 9 minutes ago for Benton, Commerce, and Lambert, Missouri until 9:15 Central Standard Time. That's the one right there. And that's Interstate. Looks like 55. Yep. It's just crossed there. Yeah, this tornado warning right here, it's radar indicated. There's also going to be a flash flood risk. The Weather Prediction Center is already highlighting an area for flash flooding that's elevated. I think they said about 1.5 inch to 3 inches per hour rainfall potentially, or it's a potential accumulations. It's going to be one of those. It's refreshing. There we go. Yeah, that hail core starting to increase. That's not good. Yeah, the hail in western Kentucky, man, oh man. Yeah, there's been like 1 inch to 2 inches accumulations of ice in western Kentucky. That's a lot of hail. My bad. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that came out. This is just gonna be south of Power Bluff. So just right along the Missouri and Arkansas state line. It's a pretty lonely hailstorm, just by the looks of it. Let's see about the storm by Lewisburg. Yeah, those storms are getting sucked right into it. That actually may kill the rotation. Let's see. Yep, it's killing it. There's good news there. The rotation's dying down, so I think it's because of that warm front. Eventually, these storms right here will be heading towards my area, which is right over here. That's where I'm at right now. And these storms here start to move a little bit more to the northeast, so because this is clearly your warm front right here, and this supercell right here is going to get killed by the warm front. So it's safe to say that we're in the clear at this point, but this storm right over here, the rotation is starting to increase a little bit. But it is 10 o'clock, so I'm going to leave right now, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this severe weather live stream. If y'all did like this live stream, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you never miss an upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.